Today, we're ranking the world's rarest eye colors, from the most common to the least common. Additionally, I'll discuss how and why these eye colors exist, including the genetics and eye diseases that contribute to these rare hues. Buckle up because we'll also get into the science behind these captivating colors. Topping the charts at number 1, no surprise here, are brown eyes, clocking in at a whopping 55% to 79% of the global eye color population. The secret ingredient for these chocolatey peepers? Melanin deposits within the iris. But how exactly does pigment find its way into the iris? Here's where things get interesting. The iris has multiple layers, with a dark brown back layer, almost invisible during an eye exam, present in everyone except for individuals with an uncommon eye color we'll discuss later. In front of this layer, you'll find the iris muscles and the stroma, which houses blood vessels and melanin-producing cells called melanocytes. There are two main melanin types that influence eye color: eumelanin, responsible for darker brown to black shades, and pheomelanin, also known as lipochrome, which brings forth yellow to reddish hues. The amount of melanocytes and the specific ratio of these melanin types determine your eye color, including any random splashes of other colors within the iris. So, if you're lucky enough to have dark brown eyes, congratulations, you boast a significant amount of melanin in your iris. Coming in at number 2 are blue eyes, captivating roughly 10% of the world's population. Here's a fun fact. Everyone with blue eyes shares a common ancestor with fellow blue-eyed individuals. This is due to a mutation in the OCA2 gene that occurred 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, likely somewhere in Northern Europe. This mutation disrupts melanin production in the iris stroma, causing the collagen fibers there to appear whitish clear. Now here's some real magic. Shorter blue wavelengths of light scatter more than other colors when they hit these collagen fibers, thanks to a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering. This is the very reason why the sky and ocean appear blue. Essentially, there's no blue pigment in the iris itself. The blue color is a result of light reflecting and scattering off those collagen fibers and bouncing back towards you. Pretty cool, right? So, when you gaze into someone's blue eyes, you're literally witnessing the reflection of the sky and the ocean. Number 3 belongs to hazel eyes, shared by another 10% of the world. Hazel eyes are unique because they possess multiple layers with varying collagen fibers containing both melanin types, creating a yellow-brown base with hints of green. Due to these pigment layers and the iris muscles constantly contracting and expanding to adjust pupil size based on light, clothing, or even makeup, people with hazel eyes often experience color-shifting effects in their eyes. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll unveil even rarer eye colors and explore the science behind them. Next up on our rarity scale at number 4 are amber eyes, gracing only about 5% of the world's population. Often mistaken for brown eyes, amber eyes actually contain a higher concentration of pheomelanin compared to eumelanin, resulting in more yellowish-red hues within the iris. An interesting tidbit, some folks with amber eyes might develop a copper-colored ring around the outer edge of their iris. This ring, technically located in the cornea, is called a Kaiser-Fleischer ring and could signal a copper buildup issue in the liver known as Wilson's disease. Thankfully, it's quite rare, but worth mentioning and keeping an eye out for. Number 5 features gray eyes claimed by a mere 3% of the global population. These captivating eyes are essentially a variation of blue eyes. They have slightly more melanin pigment in the front layers of the iris collagen, which dampens the vibrant blue reflection typically seen in bright blue eyes. Despite that, gray eyes are undeniably striking and quite rare. Now we're entering the territory of truly uncommon eye colors. In 4th place, we have the mesmerizing green eyes, often regarded as one of the most attractive eye colors. However, they grace only about 2% of the world's population. The secret behind their emerald glow? Once again, it boils down to the amount and unique combination of melanin types. Green-eyed individuals possess more lipochrome melanin, contributing a yellowish hue. This yellowish pigment, when combined with the Rayleigh scattering of blue light underneath, creates that captivating green color. We're approaching the podium. In third place, we have a tie between those with violet or purple-colored eyes and those with red or pink-colored eyes, both constituting less than 1% of the global eye color population. The reason for grouping them together is that these colors are often associated with albinism, a genetic condition that hinders melanin production throughout the body. People with albinism typically have very light blue eyes. Remember that dark pigmented layer in the back of the iris we mentioned earlier? Individuals with albinism often lack significant pigment in this area as well. This allows light to penetrate deeper into the eye, bounce off the retina, which has many blood vessels, and reflect back out. Since the retina has a lot of blood vessels, the reflected light appears more red. In the eye doctor's world, this is called a transillumination defect. So, the red reflection from the back, combined with the blue of the iris, depending on lighting and intensity, can make the eyes appear violet, pink, or even reddish. These eyes are undeniably captivating, but unfortunately, people with albinism often experience other eye problems due to the lack of pigment to shield the inner eye. Finally, we reach the summit of rarity, black eyes, or technically the absence of eye color. Affecting a mere 0.01% of the world's population, this condition is caused by aniridia, where the iris is entirely missing. People with aniridia have just a large pupil, allowing significant light to enter the eye. Aniridia is usually present at birth due to a PX6 gene mutation, but it can also develop later in life due to trauma or surgical complications. It's important to remember that some people might mistake very dark brown eyes for black, but those are simply extremely concentrated melanin deposits in the iris. So there you have it, folks, a journey through the spectrum of eye colors, from the most common to the rarest. Let me know in the comments below which part of the video intrigued you the most. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the most attractive eye color. If you're curious about having two different colored eyes, check out my next video for all the details. Thanks for joining me on this eye-opening exploration, and catch you in the next one.